If you already follow me, then you probably already know how passionate I am about strength training, especially during perimenopause. You know it builds muscle, you know it builds bone density, and you know it doesn't need to be complicated. But there's one exercise that keeps coming up that so many women are hesitant or even scared to do. And that is the deadlift. I genuinely hear this all the time. I want to get stronger, I'm in perimenopause, but I'm not going to do deadlifts. And I get it, I honestly do, because we've all been drilled for years to lift with your knees and not with your back. So the idea of lifting this heavy thing up off the floor without really bending your knees, using your back and your core strength, is pretty terrifying. It's easy to see how you could easily just get injured, and especially don't want to hurt our backs. Now, if you don't want to do something, it's not my job to force you. That's absolutely fine. But I do want to just step in and use this video to defend the deadlift. Because if it's done safely and done properly with good technique, then honestly, it can be a bit of a secret weapon in perimenopause. I'm Sally. I've been a coach and a nutritionist for the last 15 years. Now, in that time, I've helped hundreds of women just like you who were confused and frustrated by navigating their midlife health. There is so much conflicting information out there about everything to do with your health, exercise, particularly starting strength training and perimenopause. Now, every one of my clients has gone on to build doable strength training routines to boost their energy levels, to manage their perimenopause symptoms, and to use strength training as a way to give themselves more energy and headspace instead of making it like another chore on the list. I've also been through early menopause myself. I've reversed the osteopenia that came with it, and I'm back doing all the things I love doing without worrying about my body holding me back. So I am living proof that this can be done. And that's why I've made it my mission to help as many women as possible use strength training as self-care, as a way to future-proof their bodies for the decades ahead, so that they can say yes to having more adventures and doing more fun things without their body feeling like it's holding them back. Now, if you want to do the same, hit subscribe and check out the links at the bottom of the video. There are a bunch of super simple ways that you can get started today as simply as possible without turning your life upside down. So go and check those out after the video. Now, why am I so passionate about the deadlift, and why do I think you should add it into your strength training routine? Let's start by breaking down the benefits. The deadlift is a full body powerhouse. It works pretty much every single exercise in your body all together at once. That is exactly how your body was intended to work, and it makes it an incredibly efficient exercise for making you stronger and fitter and able to do all the things that you want to do. If you think about it, everything is engaged, from your tiny little grip muscles that are super important as we get older, right down to our glutes, the most powerful muscle in our body that everybody wants to build. And it's also unmatched for building serious core strength. And when I say core, I'm not just talking about our abs, I'm talking about your whole trunk. So these are the muscles that support our spine. That translates into amazing posture, and it can even help to combat that perimenopause belly that everyone talks about and everyone tells me they want to get rid of. So our core and our posture are so important for help with things like that. It's also amazing for what we call our posterior chain. So that's just a fancy word for the muscles on the back of our body, basically. So our hamstrings, our glutes, and our back muscles. Now, we want those muscles to be stronger functionally, but also it makes them look great. Who doesn't love to see a defined back? So it's great for that, but also just amazing for preventing injuries from like day-to-day life. Now, if you're researching perimenopause, I'm sure you've come across the fact that our bone density tends to drop as our estrogen drops. The deadlift is amazing for preventing bone loss or even rebuilding bone loss if you've already had some. So it loads our spine and our hips. So as much as that can sound scary, it's also super important to work those muscles and build those muscles back up, because that'll also help our bone density in turn. So it's crucial for future-proofing our body and preventing things like osteopenia and osteoporosis. The last benefit I'm going to talk through is just its functionality. So what I mean by that is just how much it transfers into day-to-day life. Stop and think about how many times a day you need to bend down and pick something up from the floor, and how often that's usually in a really awkward position. Being able to deadlift or hip hinge means that you can do things like pick a kid up off the floor or a pet. You can do gardening for hours. You can load shopping to and from your car. You can travel with heavy luggage. You could move furniture if you needed to. Imagine being able to do all of those things with ease and not being scared about hurting your back. That's what the functionality of a deadlift gives you. Okay, I've harped on enough about the benefits, but I know you're probably still thinking, but what about my back? What if I hurt my spine? And I get it, that fear is completely valid. Of course, that's the last thing we want to do. We have all been told for decades to lift with our knees and not with our back. And that is great for manual handling in a workplace. Okay, we need that structure in place. But the deadlift is a movement. It's a type of hip hinge. It's a movement that our body was built to do. Deadlift is a specific movement pattern. And when you learn it correctly, to do it with the right technique, it is completely safe and it has all those benefits that I've already told you about. The key thing is you're learning to do a hip hinge. It's a movement your body was built to do. It's hinging at the hips without rounding your back. If you can do that, you won't hurt your spine. Now, the really, really important thing to remember here is that you don't have to jump straight into lifting heavy weights or lifting a big barbell. Safety and proper form are always my first priority, and they should be yours as well. So if you're curious, I'm going to add a little video here. Now, this video should show you all the stages that we go through before you move to lifting a weight. So we're going to look at body weight movement, getting that hip hinge done correctly. We're going to use some little props, like maybe a broomstick or things, to make sure that your spine is in the right position. We're going to build that movement pattern progressively, slowly, safely, so that you are comfortable with it, so that you feel the right muscles working, so you feel your core engaging, and you don't feel your spine or your lower back working or even stretching. The goal is always to master the hip hinge movement first, before you move up to weights. And we'd start that with something like a dumbbell or a kettlebell. We're not going to go anywhere near a barbell initially. So hopefully, in less than a minute, you can see how we've built up slowly and progressively, so that basically we can respect your body's current abilities. We work out where you're starting from, and we build up gradually. So that is the beauty of personalized coaching. We're going to move at the pace that's right for your body. Now just imagine for a second that I've convinced you and that you decided you did want to learn to deadlift correctly. If you could do it safely and build your confidence with it, how would it feel to not be scared of bending a certain way? To know that your back and your spine are being supported by strong muscles that are all working together, and ultimately to trust your body again, to trust it in a new way. This isn't just about what you can do in a gym or at home with some weights. This is about real life. I want you to live your life fully without any limitations. Even if you're only training for 30 to 60 minutes per week, the deadlift will give you the most bang for your buck. It gives you the biggest return on your investment. So no matter how little time you have to put in, if you can learn to deadlift and do it safely and correctly, you will really accelerate the speed that you can future-proof your body. Now, if you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe so you can see more evidence-based advice for midlife and perimenopause. There are a bunch of links in the description of the video, things that will help you get started from today. So don't forget to check those out. Drop me a message if you have any questions, and I'll hopefully see you soon.